All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and our apostles of Great Millstone taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. I'm the brother YAHAWAH from the Gym at Chicago branch here in Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. And Lord willing, I hope it be edifying to whoever it may reach. I'm just entitled this lesson, the whole, earth is out of course because who's in rulership? And who's in rulership? The so-called white man, starting with these elites, you know, everything, all these unrighteous decrees that they pass, the things that they do to this earth, to the people, it's causing the whole earth to be out of course, you know. You have it, you have a lot of animals, just, falling out the sky, dying. This place is very polluted from the chemicals, the chemtrails that they spray in the air. The people, don't have no order because who's in rulership and different things like that, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead get the first scripture, a classic. This is the book of Job 9:24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" Right? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? The wicked is Esau Edom. You know, that same man that was, prophesied to be ruling in the last days before the kingdom of heaven, comes. That wicked is Esau Edom, which is the self-proclaimed white man. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. That's exactly what he has done, throughout the dark ages. It's a thing called iconoclasm. He went in, destroyed the dark images. A lot of the dark images he destroyed, and some he repainted. A lot he repainted, to make, the prophets, the judges are, the most high, who the world only calls Jesus Christ, look like him. If not, where and who is he? Right? If the so-called white man, it's not responsible for the earth being in this current, predicament right now, who is it? Because what? This man has the power, to do all these things. He has the power over the control of the food you eat, you know, over the things that you listen to, the things that, things that, he, puts into effect that, to make you accept. He confuses, the masses of the people. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, you know, and it's not hard to see that. Your eyes have to be open, to see that, you know. And like I said, it's not really hard to see that, that the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. That that so-called white man is the wicked Esau Edom, because he has the power to do all these things. Like I said, the food that we eat is contaminated. The air that we breathe is contaminated. The plant life, the trees, everything is all messed up. This is the book of Psalms 82:5. It says, "They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness." Right. A lot of these people here, especially here in America, are blinded. They don't understand what's going on. Especially 2/3 of our people. You know, our people is in that delusional, or that blinded mindset. You know, all the foundations of the earth are out of course. All right, all the foundations of the earth are out of course. And how are they out of course? Because of the so-called white man being in rulership. Job 9:24, I just read it. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He has the power to unpass this and all these unrighteous decrees. Isaiah 10:1. He has the power to put these different laws into effect. You know, and it's causing the whole earth to be out of course. Because it's a law in the scriptures that basically say, you can I forget how it's quoted, but you can 7 years, you have to get the land rest, after you dig for a period of time, you know but what does this devil do? He basically constantly digs, in several parts of the earth. He overuses, he overworks the earth, different things like that. That's why the whole earth is out of course. You have birds, wildlife, fishes, falling out the sky, being washed up on shore, which I'm gonna get that scripture actually. A lot of the plant life is down because of the pesticide, that he sprays on the different plants. Like I said, the people is all messed up because what? There's no law in this land, no righteousness. You know, as the scripture say, I believe it's in Daniel 8:25. Let me actually get that real quick. Yep. This is the book of Daniel 8:25. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. That's what exactly what the so-called white man has done. You know, through all the through all the BS that he pushes, through all the wicked laws that he pushes, through the witchcraft, different things like that. And he shall magnify himself in his heart, which is a representation of the mind. That's what this so-called white man does. He has a so-called God complex. You know, it says, and by peace shall destroy many. Right, and by peace shall destroy many. Well, how does the so-called white man comes with his peace? It starts off with democracy. He pushes that democracy, on the people, on these smaller countries. You know, it changes. They change that. These other countries' lifestyles. How they will. How they live life, different things like that. And when the so-called white man comes with his democracy, he changes that whole, those people's ways of living. And what? And the people become effed up, and everything else becomes comes out of course. You know, it says and he by peace shall destroy many, and he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Right? How about Shemi Shai is finna destroy this devil, and rightfully so. He shall be broken without hand. You know, because ultimately, Yahweh Shemi Shai was the one that set this devil up in power. And he's, as the scripture say, he has the power to, loosely paraphrase, has the power to set up kings and remove them. You know, so this is the so-called white man. The Lord set up the so-called white man to rule because of our f-ups. Everything that's going on here in America right now is because of our f-ups. This is our punishment, but our punishment is coming to an end right now. The whole earth is out of course, different things like that. The so-called white man is in power because of our f-ups. So the so-called, the Lord, Yahweh Shai put the so-called white man in power, over us because of our f-ups, But let's continue. I want to go back to that Psalms. I'm going to read that Psalms again. This is the book of Psalms 82:5. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. So everything gets messed up because of who's in power right now. As the scriptures say, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And everything is mourning. Not only the people, but the animals. Like I said, the trees, the plants, the sea life, the even man, everything. I'm just put it like this: everything, as the scripture Psalms 82:5, everything is out of course. Everything. This is the book of Hosea 4:3. It says, therefore shall the land mourn, and everyone that dwelleth therein shall languish. To be languish, is to be weak. Therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Right. Everything is in a state of mourning right now because everything is what? Polluted. Because like I said at the beginning of the lesson, how the Elder Malcolm always, going to, he talks about the chemtrails that's being sprayed, in the air that we breathe in on a daily basis. Every other day I'm seeing a dead bird, on a sidewalk somewhere because of what? All the pollution that's being sprayed throughout the air. The people's minds are gone. Because what? The law, statutes, and commandments are not being instituted here in America. Around the world. In fact, because who's in rulership? If the law, statutes, and commandments were implemented, these people wouldn't be acting the way, that they are right now. If we had a more righteous authority and power. But that's not the case. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That's why when we become when the Lord sets us up in power, Lord willing, we be a part of the hopeful righteous elect. Righteousness is going to be instituted throughout the four corners of the world. That dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven. Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. And why is that? Because what? Even the ocean, the rivers, different things like that are polluted. With different with different chemicals, fluoride, whatever the case may be. A lot of oil that's that's in the ocean. Like I said, pollution, trash. They said it's like what? Piles of trash. Like I think they said at least 3 of them. I could be wrong. That's like the size of Texas. That's basically floating throughout the ocean right now. And that's insane. The fishes of the sea shall also be taken away, right? And that's all this is happening. Everything is dying, and I just read, something like that, like, these different land animals like rhinos, tigers, you know, uh, gorillas, a lot of them are becoming, extinct, you know, and that's, man, let's continue. This is the book of Isaiah 29:16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the things framed say of him that he framed it, he hath no understanding? Right. Surely your things, Salaki, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Right. Everything is upside down. Even order. You have women over the men in the society. You got men wanting to be women. You got women wanting to be men. You know, the natural order of things are out of course. You know, even animals. I had touched on that Salaki, that Hosea 4. How even though the wildlife is being taken away, even the animals is all screwed up. It says, be esteemed as the potter's clay. Right, everything is basically upside down in this society. Because what we have the basis of men, in power. You know, I'm gonna close out with this one. This is the book of Malachi 1:4. It says, whereas Edom said we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Right, because we already know that America is the second leg of the Roman Empire. You know, it says, thus saith the Lord YAHAWASHI al Shai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. That's exactly what the Lord is doing right now. You know, because I believe it's Psalms 49. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. I believe it's Psalms 49. I think it's Psalms 49:11, if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually see real quick. I don't want to misquote the scripture. Let me see. I could be wrong. Psalms 49:11. Yep, this is the book of Psalms 49:11. It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They shall call their lands after their own names. Right. This is in the mind of the so-called white man. Their inward thought that their houses shall continue forever. So they think they can, they're going to be in power doing the same thing, you know, until for eternity. This is the thought of the so-called white man. It says, thus said the Lord, Yahawah shows, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. Right? Yeah, because everywhere the so-called white man goes, he spreads his democracy, he spreads his lies, he spreads his deceit amongst the people. And it causes the people, to lose their way, you know, and it causes everything. Like I read in how everything is being the whole earth is out of course, you know, because who's in power? Like I said, if the law, statutes, and commandments were implemented, and we had a more righteous authority and power, this wouldn't be going on. People will be, people that will break the law, statutes, and commandments will be put to death to put the fear in the people, so they can do the right thing. And the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever. Right. The Lord hates the so-called white man, you know, you know, and this is why this man needs to go. But yeah, the whole earth is out of course because who's in power right now, you know? And this man needs to go, as the scriptures say, I believe it's 2 Thessalonians 5. If I can find it, I'm gonna close out with that one. Was it 1 Thessalonians 5? Let me see. Bear with me for a second. See, can I find it? Or is it 2 Thessalonians? Yeah, I'm gonna end up doing a lesson on it if I can't find it. But ultimately going into the so-called white man, how he's the man of sin, until he be taken out of the way. And the Lord is ultimately going to take this devil out of the way, you know. So with that being said, I hope it was edifying. I want to end out by giving out praise and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Double honor to the elders and our apostles, the great millstone taught us his truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. Until next time, wah, ababa.